dirty, rotten red bastard. Come on up and face to face and I'll meet you at the bar.
Hey!
I'll cut your belly up, you dirty, rotten red bastard. You dirty, rotten red bastard. You dirty, rotten red bastard.
People keep asking me to show you these things, so here you are. This particular website is by a really fine individual, Peter J. Nash. He is somewhat of a baseball historian, and personally I think he's like one of the most knowledgeable people about baseball history alive today. That's just me. Anyway, check out his website here. It's a wonderful website. He keeps it updated. Unbelievably, he keeps all the news he finds, he puts out there, and it's a fun read for anybody who cares about the hobby of baseball, especially the history of baseball. If anybody's out in the Boston area, I suggest you search out Mr. Nash, and he, like I said, just check out this site and the author link there, and you'll know everything about him you need to know. There it is there, hallofshame.com, blog !P, and this particular story 6635. This is a recent post he had on here, the breaking news about JSA. Keep telling you people about JSA, and I'd like to remind everybody again about GAI. I just had a question today about GAI. The authenticator. GAI went out of business. They are no longer in business. Why? Because they authenticated too many garbage. That is a fact, okay? There's no question about it. You could talk to the people who involved. Some of them will admit it. They've actually, some of them banded together and opened their doors again as a new operation. Now they're calling themselves, some of them, the honest ones supposedly call themselves GA now, with minus the I, because they got rid of some of the scammers involved, supposedly. But now, if you notice, like I have been saying over and over, GAI has flooded eBay. Why? Because now they're out of business, and now it's harder to verify if this stuff is legit or not when they went out of business because of all the garbage they authenticated in the first place. All the GAI stuff, there's more GAI stuff now on eBay than ever before. I've said it over and over again. The reason being is they're out of business, and now they're trying to pull the fast one over on all the lucky loos out there and the noobs who don't know any better. And now it seems that people are starting to learn about, are having enough with JSA, as you can find here on this site with the link I just showed you. It takes you straight to this post. JSA authenticates questionable Ruth Gehring Cobb autographs for auctions. Complaints to FBI focus on Jimmy Spence, aka James Spence of James Spence Authentications. James Spence Authentication, JSA, recently authenticated. Now, I don't know if you know, there he is, Mr. James Spence. You see him at all the shows. You'll see him at the National. Maybe not this time, I don't know. But like I said, if you are going to the National, please do not confront these scammers or any of the other scammers like Burge and Smith, Wolverine 24. Like I said, pretend you're their biggest fans. Find out what their eBay accounts are. Try to get them on video. You know, don't show them that you know if you could see through their wolves' clothing, the sheep's clothing, that they're wolves underneath. Pretend you're their biggest fans. Ask them what their new websites are. Tell them you want to buy some stuff and you don't have enough money for the show. You already spent too much money, but if you got a website, you'll buy some stuff from them. Try to get all their fake red inks and blue inks on video and stuff like that. But let's get back to the subject here. There's Mr. James Spence in action, authenticating garbage for people. Then some of you who recently experienced this fine individual where he would not authenticate your real autographs. but he authenticates all this garbage. Now, some of you may not remember when he recently authenticated a Jack Johnson autograph card, trading card issued 2 years after the boxer's death. Okay, he authenticated a card that was issued, again, like I showed you previously, he does this over and over. See, autograph authenticators don't know enough about the history of a product or the, you know, they don't know the history of items. Like this card came out after the boxer's death, but it doesn't matter to Mr. Spence here because he thinks the autograph looks legit enough to authenticate the autograph. He doesn't care the card. He was notified that the card was issued after his death, but he doesn't care. Okay, they authenticated an alleged Harry Wright signature that was actually signed by a 19th century telegraph operator. The item was pulled from 3 different auctions. They even authenticated secretarial signatures of Presidents Warren Harding and Zachary Taylor as genuine. A lot of people don't know that. Famous people do this all the time. Actors do this all the time. When you send those TTMs trying to get those autographs through the mail, a lot of times they will have a secretary sign it. They even have machines that sign it. They sign the fake autographs. They're called secretarial autographs. Because even if it's signed by a machine, it's called a secretarial autograph sometimes because it's, you know, for the, like I said, they've been doing it since the 19th century. Anyway, like I said, another one of my favorite websites, in addition, AutographAlert.com published an investigative report that exposed how the authentication company failed to authenticate a host of genuine items that were previously certified as authentic. So that, in other words, I don't know if you remember, I possibly posted that video as well, where they authenticated items at JSA, then they took the stickers off and sent them back to JSA to get re-authenticated, and then they failed the authentication. That's something that Autograph Alert did just to prove that JSA is a bunch of crap. Okay, then here, who would forget JSA authentication of a 19th century letter allegedly to have been written by Hall of Famer Ed Delahanty, even though the auction house selling the letter in 2006 was presented with authentic exemplars of Delahanty's signature and handwriting directly from Delahanty's relatives and his biographer, Dr. Gerald Casway. JSA went ahead and authenticated the items, the document that was actually written in 1899 as a secretarial letter by Delahanty's Phillies manager Bill Schätzlein. What's more, the signature on the letter was misspelled. JSA did not even note in their LOA that the name was misspelled. And if you want to read the rest of this, go ahead. I'm not going to do that. I'm tired of doing that for all you peoples out there. You could do this all yourself. There's actually, Mr. Nash is actually writing a book called The Hall of Shame. Not the Hall, H-U-L-L, Halls of Shame, as the name of the website, H-U-L-S, Halls of Shame. I don't know if anybody of you can get comprehend the pun. Just read the rest of this for yourself. He shows you plenty of examples of fake letters and the autographs with the LOAs from Spence. Like I said, it's a good read for yourself. And also, quick news for my other favorite authenticator out there, the only authenticator that I trust in the whole world, Richard Simon, RichardSimonsSports.com. I've done a video for him as well. He has this posted on here. A reason why I'm showing you this is because a major auction house is auctioning this right now, a Lou Gehrig signed baseball. And this is a copy of it here. It's an official American League ball. Now, I don't know if you've seen a lot of these old baseballs, but that is not an official American League ball. That's a fake ball, and it has the Spalding stamp right on it. Okay. Now, these balls were produced in 1975, which I explained to the auction house that is currently selling this ball. I don't know if this is the same ball. Like I said, there are several of these out there floating around right now. And like I said, these are counterfeit balls, but these balls that were produced in 1975. But the official Spalding balls. This particular ball, they said that this is not indeed the same type style used, and according to the authenticator of this ball and Mr. Simon, that this appears to be actually handwritten in there. But that being the case, it doesn't matter. Spalding baseballs were produced for the first time in 1975. Lou Gehrig died in 1941, so there is no way that even if this ball was real, could have Mr. Lou Gehrig signed it. And somebody please explain it to any auction house you see, or even on eBay. Let them know. These are what the official baseballs looked like in Lou Gehrig's time. And I mentioned also, if you're coming to the National in Chicago, if you're going to stay any extra days in Chicago and you want to see the city and whatnot, see the sights, the largest free zoo, the Lincoln Park Zoo, not the one in the suburbs, the one in the city. There is actually a zoo in the city a lot of people don't know about. It's called the Lincoln Park Zoo. It's free for everybody. If you want to stay in the city an extra day, I suggest everybody gets one of these. They come sealed in the cellophane, just like collectibles do. It's called the one-day fun pass, and the price should still be around $5.75 to get one of these for you. And it's good for all the public transit in the city for the 24-hour period. So if you get it stamped, like say at 10 or 11 in the afternoon, it'll be good until the following day, 10 or 11 in the afternoon. So you can actually, use it that morning to get back to the airport or whatever. So for each day you're here, if you're going to be here 1 or 2 days, get 2 of these. Like I said, for your free days that you are not going to the National, you basically don't need this if you're going to the National, because you're probably going back to your hotel or whatever. But if you're going to be traveling more than that, if you're going to do, like I said, if you're going to stay here a day before or a few days later, get one of these for each day. It'll save you a lot of money for the travel, because like I said, if you take the train or the bus, they no longer give you transfers. You have to, if you have one of a regular CTA card, you can get up to 2 transfers for 25 cents each. But if you don't have any kind of card, if you pay cash, you will pay $2.25 for each time you get on a bus or a train. They will not issue you a transfer on the bus or a train. Now, the train stations will have turnstile automatic machines that can sell you CTA cards that you can put some money on. But like I said, you're going to pay $2.25 for each leg. And then, like I said, you can get up to 2 transfers in a 2-hour period for 25 cents. That is it. So if you're going to stay an extra day, like I said, one of these fun passes. Now, some train stations sell them, some don't. Any tourist office in Chicago will have them. Some hotels will sell you these. They might actually add a few dollars to the price, but it'll probably still be worth it. Like I said, for 24 hours you could use any of the public transportation in the city of Chicago. So it'll be well worth it to get you. And if so, now I won't be in Chicago, but I do know a lot of people who don't have a job. If you want a tour guide or something like that, I could hook any of you up if you give me notice, and I'll talk to some of these people who don't have work and they need a few dollars themselves, and they'll show you around the city, and they're, reputable people. I trust them, so you won't have to worry about anything like that. Dream big. Thanks for watching, and check out hallsofshame.com.